It's the American hero. It takes two to make a thing go right. He's Rob Bass, and you are not. In the second quarter, we have that ocean crossing, straight up bossing, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always on the go. Catch him if you can. Said his name in Guyana. Now they love him in Japan. The worldwide star boy, Remy Boone. And our special guest tonight is a man who has a lot of ideas, no talent, according to him. We think he has talent, but according to him, he has no talent, but a lot of ideas. Hailing from the capital of New York, Albany. Everybody, welcome to the show, Grateful Deathmatch.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you guys for having me on.
No problem, man. We've been trying to get you on here for a while, ever since last year.
Yeah.
And we know you recently became a father. Well, last year you became a father. Congratulations on that. By the way,
thank you very much.
And yeah, and we things happened, pandemic happened, but not yet. We were finally able to get you, man.
I appreciate it.
Eventually. So yeah, man, how's everything going on up there in upstate New York, man? How's the weather and everything?
It's pretty good, man. It's starting to get cold. It's cold here very fast.
Oh yeah, I know that. I was several years ago, or many years ago, I was actually up in Westchester, and this was like late August, early September, and it started getting cold to the point where you needed a hoodie.
Oh yeah, you already
needed
a hoodie. Exactly what I was gonna say.
Yes, I was like, man, what's this, man? And like, yeah, come to find out, like, the more north you go, the more like the colder it gets. I could only imagine how Canada is right now. So
oh, it's awful. I hate the cold.
Yeah. I don't know which one I'd rather, though, cold or hot, because summer can be annoying, man. It's like
I sweat really bad.
Yeah, like you step outside for like 2 minutes, and next thing you know, like your brand new T-shirt you got on is all drenched. And I'm like, damn you, summer, why can't you just chill?
You wear a hat twice.
Yeah, man. I'm actually down here in Brooklyn, so we're close to it. We're close to it, so it's only a matter of time. I always give us after Halloween. After Halloween, that's when because Halloween, for some reason, I guess that's Mother Nature's way of saying, okay, you get one more to wear whatever costume you want. If you want to go as God of War, or some costume that does not require you to wear a jacket or anything, I'll give you this one day. But afterwards, it's my turn. We got to go to the cold. So, and then to me, the harshest months are January and February. Like January and February are like just the two bad boys to winter. And once you get past that, it's a wrap.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So we had your friend Chef Dad on here.
Chef Dad.
We had him on here last year, and he mentioned you, and we were like, okay, we got to get him on. And according to him, I think you actually do like T-shirts or something like that.
Yeah. Or I do everything.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. Wow, that's neat, man.
It's gonna be the next shirt that comes out.
Cool. And is it all like wrestling themed, or is it like different like kinds of like is like different kinds of like other themes? It's okay.
It's a little bit of everything. I do a lot of wrestling stuff. I do Grateful Dead stuff. I'm gonna do some movie stuff. I've made an ICP Stranglemania shirt. I just kind of do whatever I like. I hope that other people like it.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah. If you make any Star Wars, just know that Rob here is gonna get crazy, because Rob is gonna be like, he's a huge Mandalorian fan and whatnot. So if you make anything Cobra Kai, or Karate Kid, yeah. Yeah, but Yeah. So tell us, man. So you're a wrestling fan, man. How did it start for you, man? Like, what was the pay-per-view or the event that got you hooked?
When I was a kid, I've loved wrestling since I was a kid. And when I was a kid, I'm 34, so when I was a kid, Hulk Hogan was the biggest thing on the planet, you know. And I was a big Hulk Hogan fan at the time. And just my aunt gave me this big box of all the recorded pay-per-views from like the 80s, early 90s. And as a kid, I just watched those all day, every day, and just fell in love with it. And then from there, Hulk Hogan went to WCW, and then the Attitude Era was just the best, man.
Wow, you had a cool aunt, man. What she gave you
Man,
that
it was
she
awesome.
Man, it was awesome. What? Growing up, when I started
We were too poor
watching
to
him,
get the pay-per-views. So
okay.
but my aunt was a big mark, and she would get every pay from record them off the TV.
Wow, that was cool, man. I tell you, kids these days will never know how it was back then, man. I mean, now these days they can actually just they can even go to a bar
Right.
now these days and just watch it. All you gotta do is make sure you buy yourself like a drink and a burger and fries, and you're good. You don't have to spend that $49.99 on pay-per-views. But
Right.
yeah, back in those days, oh man, I remembered so when I first started watching in 1990, that's why I say your aunt was cool, because my aunt that I lived with in Canada for like a year and a half, she was like afraid that it would make me violent, because I never end up becoming violent. I mean, I got in fights, but like that wasn't because I was being a violent idiot. It was like, boys will be boys, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I mean, you know, somebody wants to pick on you, you're gonna defend yourself, and stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
But she was afraid. She was like, yeah, it's violent. I really want him watching that at 7 years old. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do the moves that they did. And then when I moved back with my mother in New York, she was cool about it. Everybody else was cool about it. When I went to live in Guyana for like 9 years, 8 years, that was my best time too, because my one of my best times as a wrestling fan, because I had an older cousin that was just as big as wrestling fan as I. So, and I didn't even know it. We just had a conversation one time, and I was like, huh? He's like, yeah, Hulk Hogan and Hacksaw Jim Duggan and all these other people. So I'm like, wow. Yeah. And so we started talking. He started telling me about, and he's like 8 years older than me. I'm 38. He's about 46 now, going on 46. And so he's telling me about all the stuff that happened before I started watching. And I was like, yo, in my mind, I'm like, yo, this is the coolest cousin ever. And we just started like, we just started from there, man. And I remembered
that's awesome.
While living there, I would call my mom and I'm like, Mom, can you tape WrestleMania for me, or this such and such pay-per-views coming on? Can you tape it? And she would send us the tapes down, and so we get to watch it. We got to see Sable and the Attitude Era with the with the paint on her chest and all that. And we got to see SummerSlam '98 and all that. And that was fun times, man. I tell you.
Yeah, dude.
Kids these days don't even know how it is now.
Oh man, you'd have to wait 3 months to see the pay-per-view. You'd have to hope that it was at the tape store.
When I laugh because when I came from the era when you got wrestling on the weekends, and because at the time we didn't have cable, that's all we got. When Raw started, we didn't have cable, so we got it on the weekends. And then even becoming a teenager, we got it on the weekends, Monday and then Thursday. So when I hear kids complaining about wrestling this and that, I'm like, man, y'all should have been living the time when we lived it. Y'all should have been living it back in our days, man. Like, y'all new school wrestling fans, y'all are lucky. Nothing against y'all, but y'all wouldn't know the struggle, man. Like, you go to school next day, you didn't get this. If you didn't have the money to pay for the pay-per-view, you heard about the pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, man,
this sounds good. I want to see it.
To my aunt.
Yeah.
To my aunt helped me out.
So who are some of your favorites growing up, man? Like that you enjoyed like watching and whatnot?
Mick Foley was a big one. Love Mick Foley. Love Stone Cold. Love The Rock. All those guys. This big X-Pac guy. I'm gonna actually. Mick Foley's gonna be at a show I'm going to this weekend for GCW. He's gonna be making an appearance, so that's gonna be cool. So we can get a picture.
Ooh, lucky man.
Atlantic City.
You know you guys do the GCW. You know you gotta do the gun signs like bang bang. Yeah.
He's probably my favorite.
I tell you, Stone Cold's the most like surprising one out of all those men you mentioned, because I mean, back when I started watching WCW, he was stunning Steve Austin. He was trying to be a pretty boy. And then the guy did a 180, and now he's this beer drinking, bald, cussing 24/7. I'm like, what happened, bro? Like, jeez.
I loved ECW, of course. Sabu, Rob Van Dam, those guys too. As soon as I saw ECW.
Oh, you got your ECW guy right here, right next to me, Rob. Yeah, he'll tell you all about that.
I love ECW, man. I just bought a bunch of ECW DVDs last week.
Yeah, we just had Mustafa Said on the show, and really? we were like, yeah, and we were like, okay, that was around the time they had the Life and Crimes of New Jack,
right.
So I'm like, okay, but I mean the there were two guys in the Gangsters.
Mm-hmm.
What about Mustafa Said? We want to hear about Mustafa Said too. Like, we want to hear some stuff about him. I mean, was he chopped liver? I mean, come on.
He's got to have some stories.
What that man? So at the time we were on Blog Talk Radio, and Blog Talk gives us like 2 hours, according to what plan you pay for. Me, I just wanted I paid for the 2 hour plan because I figured, I mean, who would actually talk over 2 hours? Lo and behold, homeboy had a lot to say, man.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Man. He'd been in since I think 89 or 91, and yeah, the man had some great stories, man. I mean, I was like, wow. So we call that that episode unofficially the Life and Crimes of Mustafa Said.
That's awesome.
Even Rob was brave enough to ask him about the pencil shavings if he was smoking pencil shavings, and I was like, Rob, you can ask him that, but if he decides to fight you, I can't help you. You're on your own, bro.
He said, I can't help you with that. He said I was smoking dope. I was like, all right, cool. I guess that'll do it to you too.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, but he was a great guest, and I was surprised that he actually agreed to be on the show. Because I was like, this guy's he's pretty much a legend. I mean, Gangsters were legendary. Does he still wrestle? He does. So he's actually well known in California. He's pretty you could talk to some people in California. They'll tell you that Mustafa's a cool. He's a cool guy. He's pretty much legendary over here. Yeah. But yeah, that was a great interview.
He is awesome, man.
So did you ever catch any growing up? Did you ever catch any WCW? As well?
Oh yeah, I love WCW.
Yep, loved it. So what do you think about that?
Go to any live shows.
Oh, okay. What do you think about the Monday Night Wars?
Oh, it was awesome, man. It's kind of I'm hoping maybe AEW lights fire under WWE's ass. Maybe we can get some competition again like those days.
Yeah. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I would say I hope that too, and ideally in the end, I hope that everybody ends up winning, because at the end of the day, it's people and it's work, and people and that's why it gets me when people are like, "Oh, WWE is done, WWE is this," and
WWE forever.
Yeah,
they're not going anywhere.
Me personally, I just want them to do better. I just want to do better, because I look at it when I see people get released. I legitimately feel sorry for them, because I'm like, that's somebody's job. I mean, that's somebody's living. I mean, how they gonna pay their rent? Mortgage. Feed their family if they got families and so on. I mean, people got bills to pay.
Absolutely.
But I like the wide array of wrestling there is now, and
it's great.
Yeah, I'm really liking how it is. So I gotta ask you, man. So what are your thoughts on AEW, man? I mean, you obviously know about WWE because that's everybody's pretty much starts with WWE. What are your thoughts on AEW?
I like it a lot. I've been watching since day one. I think the product is getting a lot better as they go. I think they're on fire right now. WWE letting go a lot of super talented people, and Tony Khan's spending a lot of money, but it seems like it's starting to pay off now at this point. And then once they put out the video game, I think they're going to actually be making some money, and who knows where they'll go from there.
Yeah. Rob,
I think the product is great, though.
I
think they care about what their fans think.
Rob, we don't have money for that, Rob. You can't be bringing them on the show. You're gonna cost us. You know they demand high price. Oh, geez, this guy.
Katie was jealous of me. She her TV time, so Katie was like, "I want mine."
And then heaven forbids that she actually howls. That's an extra $50 I gotta pay. Come on, man, you can't do that, bro. We barely. Our merch sales aren't even that good, man. Come on, bro. Jeez. You.
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
The stars of the show.
That's cool. Katie makes her debut. But yeah, so did you ever get to go to any so you mentioned GCW. Is this your first time going to that? Because I heard a lot of great things about them.
Oh, GCW is awesome. No, I've been to a ton of GCW shows. Actually, I stopped watching wrestling for a long time. Around 2001, 2002. And then GCW is what got me back into wrestling. I went to they do this thing called The Collective during WrestleMania weekend. And they did one right in Jersey City. And that was my first time going to a wrestling show since I was a little kid. And it got me right back into wrestling. I go to pretty much every show I can go to now. Because of GCW, I highly recommend checking them out. Their shows are best crowds I've ever been around in my life. They're in Atlantic City.
So are they
Atlantic City this weekend?
So you're a Northeast wrestling fan like I am, and I'm not saying that you're only into the Northeast wrestling scene, but like you're based in the Northeast.
Yes,
and
definitely.
We're all Northeast guys, even Rob, because Rob's in Delaware, so I consider them part of the Northeast too. But so what
of course
are
definitely.
So I watch a lot of wrestling, but there's some that slip through the cracks with me. Surprisingly, GCW is one I know of them. I've actually met Brett Lauderdale 8 years ago when he was a referee for a Pro Wrestling Syndicate.
That's awesome.
And but I've never seen an actual GCW show. Is it like CZW or along that vein, or is it like something completely?
It sort of is like if CZW did it right. They started out with heavy deathmatch stuff in their early days. It was a lot of deathmatch stuff. Now it's a blend of everything. They still do the craziest death matches of any company I can think of. They just did a War Games two ring cage death match. It was awesome. They have lucha stuff. They have scrambles. They have tag teams. They have stuff anymore. It's a perfect little buffet of wrestling. Definitely recommend checking any of their shows out, especially the ones in Atlantic City.
Wow!
Like the main event this weekend is Jon Moxley versus Nick Gage in a death match for the GCW Championship. Moxley's versus Nick Gage. Crazy.
And I think Moxley kind of he's gonna go in there with a lot. He's gonna go in there with a lot of gusto because I don't know if you watch Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah,
but he said that he mentioned that pizza cutter.
Yeah, the pizza cutter.
I think crazy. Yeah, I think look at me calling the man Dean Ambrose. I think Jon Moxley is going looking to get some payback with that.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
It would not be surprising.
Awesome.
Yeah, enjoy it for me, man. I gotta take time and watch some of their shows, man. I heard a lot of great things about them.
Definitely
hopefully one day we can get Brett. And it's funny how the wrestling industry is. Like, have you ever met Brett Lauderdale?
Yeah, I've talked to him.
It's funny because I remember the first time I saw him, it was 2013. I don't know if you ever heard of this organization. It was called Pro Wrestling Syndicate. I used to go there like almost every month for like a whole year. And Brett Lauderdale was one of the referees that I actually saw there. And I think I talked to him. It was brief. I was like, "Hey, Brett Lauderdale, nice to meet you." I shook his hand, and I kept it moving. Not because of anything, but I just was trying to get a good seat.
Mm-hmm.
And then lo and behold, the guy, next thing you know, a couple years later, the guy's like the owner of GCW. I'm like, wow, he went from referee to like promotion owner. That's impressive.
He is very good at what he does. He's doing all the right things right now.
Yeah. I definitely wish him well.
And they should.
Yeah. And the thing is, the great thing about it is, you're a good promotion when you're touring everywhere. I mean, they've been on the West Coast,
and they sell out,
Midwest. Yeah. Obviously Northeast. I think they may have been to Florida. Probably Texas.
Florida.
Yeah. Yes, that's good on them, man. I'm very happy for Brett and the rest of them as well. Yes. So
they do everything. They do everything.
Yeah. So tell us about the Grateful Deathmatch merchandise, man. Because you kind of got me so. I'm an '80s baby, '90s kid. So I mean, if you see you got Star Wars or Karate Kid stuff.
I do a lot of shirts for specific old pay-per-views. Like I've done sold out. I did a sold out shirt. I did a Bash at the Beach '96 shirt. I did Hardcore Heaven '95 shirt. Royal Rumble 2000 shirts for the shows that I really like and that I know a lot of other people like, because you can't get merch for that stuff really anywhere else. Sorry, my kids just got here. But GratefulDeathmatch.com, you can check me out. I got a bunch of stuff coming soon.
Awesome. Honestly, you had me sold. If I was working, I would definitely cop a shirt. Right now, I'm in between jobs, so
yes, sir.
But I'm definitely gonna check out, because you got me sold with that one shirt that you're wearing right now. I'm like, this man.
This is gonna be coming up. I was supposed to drop it today. Then the internet died. So I gotta wait till tomorrow.
Shoot, that's good stuff, man. That's good. Y'all go ahead and support this man, man. The man's doing wrestling themed merchandise too. And you know what I always say, if you're a true wrestling fan, you don't just support like the big ones, man. You support it all, man. I mean, if you love it that much, go ahead and cop some Grateful Death merch. You know what I'm saying? The man is not doing this for clout. He does this because he has a love for the game. And I keep telling y'all, if y'all don't support it, you're gonna find a skipping rope. Rob Bass is gonna leave a skipping rope in your pot for every meal. That means you gotta skip a meal because you done ate your food already. So it's serious. You see how skinny he looks. All right, good. He'll do it. Me, I'm already big. I'll probably just eat your breakfast, but he'll go for all 3 meals. But I'm
like Pac-Man. I got that metabolism. I burn everything. I burn everything. Keep moving.
He's serious about it too. But I'm gonna go ahead and pass it over to Rob. I know Rob has some questions for you. So Rob, go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
All right, sweet. Thanks, man. So what's going on, man? How's everything doing today, man? How was your day today?
What's going on? Good. My kids just got here. I'm just coming in this room real quick.
Oh no, you're good,
man.
I know how it is having wild animals barking and running around.
Okay, we're good.
Look, I'm lucky my dogs ain't running up and down the hallway right now playing bitey face, It's like, okay. Yeah, so how was your man? You have a good day today, man? How was it, man? You do anything exciting?
Man, I didn't do anything today, which is awesome.
Oh, word. Hey, that's always a good day.
Yeah.
I'm always cool with that.
Right?
Less is more. Less is more what I say.
Absolutely.
And you're talking about, so you're a big fan, are you a real big fan of the death matches?
Yeah, I'm a definitely Deathmatch is my favorite for sure.
Have you been to the Tournament of Death here in Delaware, where they have it like up in town?
Yes. Yes,
oh,
I went to the last one, 18. I went to the TOD 18. Hey, baby, thank you.
Okay. How was it, man? Is it all right? Oh, what's up?
It was awesome. It was awesome, dude. It was right before CZW died, so. But it was a great show. I love all those Tournament of Deaths. I have them all on DVD, actually.
Oh, nice. See, man, you know, when I was younger, I could watch it, man, but now it's like I don't really have the stomach for it, man. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, I let other people watch it. You know, I don't hate on it or whatever, but yeah, I'm good. Because I'm like training to be a ref and stuff, man. And my trainer was like, "So how do you feel about death matches?" You know, I was like, "I don't know if I could do one." You know, I mean, you can't have the ref over there like, "Yeah, hold on 1 second." Oh, you know, I don't know if the ref could be doing that, man.
I always think about how the ref has to slam the mat, and it's always covered in glass. It's
Yes.
I wouldn't even want to do that.
It's like, man, you gotta wear like one of those gloves that people use for a falcon, you know, where they have falcon laying on there. But like, yeah, I gotta use that, you know, and count to 3. So I'll get a thumbtacks and glass and barbed wire in my hand, and there
exactly.
Like, ugh.
I wouldn't want to ref that.
Then you gotta go to work Monday. It's like, what in the world have in your hands? Like, oh, barbed wire match, you know what I mean? Just slice myself up. You're like, oh Lord. So ECW, man, I used to love watching ECW. Yeah, they're right here in Philly, you know, about an hour north, man. Did you ever get to see any ECW shows? Did you ever get to catch any?
I never got to. I've never been in the arena. Sucks. That's one thing I need to do is get to that 2300.
Yeah, I've never been to the ECW arena because when they were out, they did house shows around here, like at the colleges. My mom, you know, I was like 16, 17. My mom, she let me and my brother and I, who was like 10 and 11 at the time, she let us go to the ECW stuff around here, like the colleges around here. When I was like, you know, I'm trying to go to Philly, the ECW arena, and she was like, oh, no, I don't think so. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, Mom, why you gotta be so mean? And it's like, all right, yeah, I realize it. Yeah, they were crazy up there. Mom, yeah, okay, good job, Mom. Good job.
Right, like by the time I could drive, they were out of business, so I never made it there.
Oh yeah. Man, it's crazy. I actually had my license at 15. I had a thing where it was like you get your license and then 30 days you drive for 30 days with somebody over 18, and then after that you're good. And that ended on my 16th birthday, and I was just like,
oh nice.
Even before then, you know, it's not like somebody will pull you over or anything. It's like whatever.
Right.
We all out here in the country, man. They don't even. It's like Andy Griffith, you know what I mean? I bet we'd have a town drunk here. You either go and lock yourself up in the weekend, you know? That's how crazy it is out here, man. It's just country. Ugh.
That's great.
So how is the indie scene over there in New York, man? You say you're up there in Albany. You're like upstate New York.
Yeah. New York. The problem with wrestling in New York is you have to follow the New York State Athletic Commission's rules, and they really are just dumb. They look at it like it's an actual like a MMA fight almost, and there's so many rules and regulations. You can't bleed, you can't fight in the crowd, you can't do any of that stuff, and that's why GCW goes to Jersey, because Brett is from New York. He's from Rochester up here, so yeah, I would love to do shows in New York, but they just did do a show in New York, and they couldn't do any deathmatch stuff whatsoever. It was just a straight wrestling show, and it was awesome. It was great, but I prefer glass and blood and violence.
There you go.
You know?
Right.
For that, we got to go to Atlantic City. So New York, I mean, there's not much up here really at all. That's great, unfortunately, because of the athletic commission.
Yeah, Atlantic City's I've had fun times there, but I've had a lot of bad times. I've lost a lot of money there. I remember I went there on my 21st birthday. My 21st birthday, friends took me there, and we went to Trump Plaza. I'm telling you, I lost so much money. I probably paid for Melania's engagement ring or something. Like, I'm telling you, man. Like, I was like, oh my Lord, you can't even give me alcohol, young man, alcohol and money. Oh no, man, it was awful. But then I seen MMA fights there. You know, they were pretty cool. You know, the Revel before it closed. You know, stuff. Yeah, it was pretty good, man. I like going out there.
Yeah, I like it there too, man. It's the perfect level of crappy city and also beautiful because it's right on the ocean. That's my kind of vibe.
Yeah. If you stay on the beaten path, you're good to go. You know what I mean?
Right. It gets bad real quick.
One time my friends and I, we were in Atlantic City, and we went off the beaten path to a let's call it a gentleman's club. And I swear to God, right, the women up there, they had like, a little bandage on there. It's like, yeah, what happened? You sprained yourself? And I was like, no, I got a gunshot. It's like, oh my God, these girls really dancing with gunshot wounds and stuff. I was like, wow, like I got a pocket full of change. There you go. Make it ring. Like, yeah, it was rough in there. You know what I mean? Smelled like a wet mop. The second you go in there, you're just like, man, just awful, man. Just wow.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
So, tonight, man, are you watching any Raw tonight? Because I think they're continuing with the draft.
Yeah, hey, definitely. The draft is intriguing. That's my little girl.
Oh yeah,
I'm in her room. Yeah, the draft is intriguing. It's interesting to see what they're gonna do with that.
You can have your room in a minute. Okay, hold on, come on.
It's okay. I'll be out here in 1 second.
She is upset. I won't keep you too long, man. I just got a couple questions. Man. So, man, they got the. I think they announced the other day the King and Queen in the Ring tournament, man. Like, I'm actually kind of excited about that. Like, I don't know if you heard about it or whatever, but how you feel about that?
I literally was just looking at that today because I was trying to see what was on the card for the Saudi Arabia show, and I saw that there's going to be King of the Ring back. Hey, I'm all for it. I love the old King of the Ring shows, man. Those shows were great.
Yeah, I think it was. What did it say? I think the finals for both were going to be at Saudi Arabia or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I was just reading today. Yep.
Yeah, I like the older ones where like you'd have to wrestle 2 or 3 matches in the same pay-per-view, to go get your title. I mean, that was like
I love the tournament vibe. I love that. Love deathmatch tournaments.
Yeah, I think they kind of ended that with Kurt Angle that year, like where he lost the Edge and then he had to go fight Shane or whatever. I guess they're probably like, you know what? Let's take it easy on these guys. I mean, like, gosh.
Oh, yeah, man. I remember that, man.
So, when is it? You said you're going to this weekend? It's GCW.
This weekend, GCW is at the Showboat Saturday and Sunday, I believe. Minoru Suzuki's going to be there. There's going to
Murder Grandpa.
Moxley and Janela, or Moxley and Gage. Joey Janela is going against Minoru Suzuki. There's a crazy 6-man tag match that's going to be insane. You guys know Mance Warner? Man. You guys like Mance Warner at all? You familiar with him?
Oh yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy with the country accent.
Yeah,
he was on MLW.
Yeah, yep.
That's awesome. Hey Rob, picture this.
He's gonna be there.
A guy with the howdy partner, how you doing accent, but he will mess you up in the ring. I mean, he will like Sami Zayn, but with a really country accent.
Mance Warner.
That guy.
Mance Warner.
He's a guy who I could see in AEW. Definitely, he's a guy who should be signed very soon.
That's right. I need to watch MLW. I think it comes on this week. They're up in Philly. I didn't have a friend to go with me or whatever. I think they're at the 2300 arena. But I heard there were some good matches there, and I think AEW is going to be up there. Is it this Wednesday?
This week, I think. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to see if they got tickets. I might try to take a trip up there Wednesday.
Yeah, that would be a good show. There's a ladder match on that show I saw.
Oh yeah, I have to see that. Yeah, all the good tickets can be gone, so I'm gonna be sitting up in the nosebleeds. I'm gonna have to pay like $10, okay. And be like, "You're gonna sit at the titty top." Hey, I'm good. I got to go there and experience.
I don't mind the nosebleeds.
I don't care. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. I was at Philly for SmackDown last week, and we were kind of high because we got to the tickets kind of late, and my buddy and I. Yeah, it was fine where we were sitting. We see everything. It was cool. It was all right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
That's right. But yeah, man. Before I pass it on back to Remy, I do want to say, thank you for taking time out of your day. Come on, chat with us. About wrestling, all that good stuff, man. It's always good to talk about wrestling, old school ECW, and all that stuff. I love doing that, and I love hearing about how people used to love growing up, the Attitude Era. People the same age as us. It's like, oh yeah. We don't have somebody too young on here. It makes me feel old. Like, oh man, back in the old school days, you're like, oh man, made me want to take in the lead from my back.
I appreciate you guys having me on. It means a lot to me. I don't take that for granted. Thank you.
Hey, no problem, man. We definitely appreciate it's episodes like this, it's moments like this that actually give us the inspiration to keep on doing what we're doing, and that's just reaching out to our wrestling fans, the people that actually make WrestleMania, All Out, Slammiversary, all those events, GCW, all those events possible. So this is one of the things that we live for as well too. But we're not, like I said, we're not gonna hold you. We're not gonna hold you back too longer. But before we shut the show down, we're not gonna hold you up too longer. But before we shut down the show, where can fans find you on social media? If they want to, talk wrestling, or if they want to purchase, Grateful Deathmatch merchandise.
Hey, even if they just want to talk about wrestling, I'm always open. I always get back to everybody. On Instagram, it's Grateful Deathmatch. I have a Facebook page, Grateful Deathmatch, and then on Twitter, it's Grateful Death with an 8, GR8 full death, because Grateful Deathmatch was too many letters. So yeah, check me out. I'm all over there. Love talking with everybody.
One more question. Are you actually like a Jerry Garcia fan, or because I know there's a band called the Grateful Dead?
Yeah,
and then
they're
there's
my favorite band in the world.
Wow, you have good taste, man. You have great taste.
Love them. You have Jerry Garcia in a bottle.
I did a shirt with Jerry Garcia elbow dropping John Mayer. I did a shirt with that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get like on that movie had Big Jerry Garcia in a bottle. They're like, oh man, I get the one wish. I get the one wish.
That's a good idea. Actually, I may need to look into
that. Yeah. Every time now that you mention it, you guys, Jerry Garcia in a bottle reminds me of that old school prank phone call when you didn't have phone caller ID. You have that one person that would call you and be like, "Do you have Prince Albert in a can?" And you'll be like, "No," and they'll be like, or you'll be like, "Yeah," and they'll be like, you better let him out because he's suffocating."
Let him out.
Yeah. But yeah, y'all definitely go ahead and support Grateful Deathmatch. You have a lot of cool stuff, not just wrestling stuff, but stuff from movies as well too. Waiting for that Karate Kid crane kick one you're probably gonna do. Wishful thinking, but yeah. But definitely support him, man. He does great stuff. But with that being said, it's about time for us to shut this down. But before we do so, Rob Bass, where can fans find you on social media if they, want to talk wrestling? And where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
You can find me on Rob_Bass82 at Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch, and then Facebook, YouTube, Rob Bass.
Awesome. If you want to find me on social media, not that I have anything cool to say, you can find me on Twitter under @TheRemyBlue. You can also find me on Facebook under Remy Blue. It's a picture of me and my friend Adam at WrestleMania 28. Our podcast is also on social media. We're on Instagram and Twitter under @Ringside Society. We're also on Facebook. Yes, we have a Facebook group. Type in Ringside Society and you'll definitely find us. We have a lot of cool stuff there. And we are also on Twitch. Yes, we have a Twitch channel, which is one of the platforms we're streaming on right now. It's @Ringside Society 2019. And we're also on YouTube. Yes, we have a YouTube channel. Just type in Ringside Society. Once you see that sweet yin and yang logo with the blue flames around it, that's definitely us. Go ahead and subscribe to us. Don't personalize it. Subscribe to our videos because we got a lot of cool interviews coming up that you don't want to miss. We have past interviews as well, like the one with Jasmine Allure, Maddie Rinkowski. We recently had Kyle Flahaven and Luca Ren Proctor from the Nightmare Factory. Got a lot of cool interviews, so definitely, check us out. You won't be disappointed. And we also have a Teespring store. Yes, we sell merchandise. It's hoodie season now, so we have the Ringside Society hoodies there, ready and waiting for you. We have coffee mugs when you want to sip your pumpkin spice latte, your green tea latte, or your good old-fashioned hot chocolate with marshmallows. What cool way to do it on a Ringside Society coffee mug. But all proceeds go back into keeping the show afloat. Trust me, it doesn't go into our pockets. Like I said before, I'm still eating hamburger helper. Rob is still eating Kool-Aid sandwiches. So yeah, support us. It all goes back into the show. But we want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight live. Thank you very much for actually listening to us and hearing us out. We really appreciate it. To those of you that are going to listen to us later on, thank you very much in advance. And those of you that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away, well, I am very sorry. But like myself, at a Golden Corral, and Rob Bass at Hershey Park in Pennsylvania. We're not going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
And we ain't stopping. So with that being said, we just want everybody to know that we understand that everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hey, yo, Rob Bass, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, and one time for the great, illustrious works of Grateful Deathmatch.
Woo!
What type of podcast are we?
Thank you, guys.
We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right, we're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society, and we'll be back this Friday with another amazing guest. But until then, we're still going through a pandemic, so stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy, Delaware.